Hey there, all you farm-loving fools. Here's today's project. Time to rebuild this hay mower. I bought it, I don't know, almost 20 years ago. I've been patching on it, replacing parts. It's time to rebuild the cutting head. Um, then it'll last me the rest of my farming career, which, I don't know, maybe 10 years. I'm hoping. This one's wore out. What they use here, I don't know what detail you can see. I'm going to get you close up here in a second, a little bit. They use a square bar on the bottom of this. And boy, is it hot. 80 some degrees. And tomorrow's supposed to be 90 some degrees. I think Wednesday, 95. So I'm sweating. I got a fan running outside. Anyhow, they run this square bar and it sits inside this square spot here. This big metal back holds it, and that square piece goes right inside of this groove. Well, what happens when it gets old is it gets wore out. I got that's wore out almost to a razor edge on there. So the old one, the front of this is wore to a 45-ish, and it's trying to climb out of that now that it's wore back. What causes it to wear is constant back and forth, but all that hay coming into this constantly. There's just pressure against these cutters. So that back's definitely wore out on those. Now you could just replace these. I did replace a couple a few years ago just to get me by because we ran into whatever happened in 19. I couldn't get these parts. I couldn't get those parts. So I kind of made it work. The problem with buying these at 14, 16 bucks a piece is when you put them in there with an old wore out bar, is it wears them out really fast. You might get a season or two out of them. Where you do all new, proper fitting, and I don't know. I might get the machine's 45 years old. It might have been done once before. I would expect to get 10 more years, and that's what I'm hoping for. So nice square cutter bar going into a nice square tie guard. That's what they call these. There's a bunch of names. Rock guards, all kind of stuff. But that's how that works. Now I'm upside down, but this sits right in here, and that just, well, the blade moves. But that's how that sits on there. It's just in there nice. Well, these wore out ones will tend to want to roll out. So they're just wore out. It's time to do it. So there's my blade, all new teeth, and I'm putting all new guards on. Let me show you where the guards go, and I'm going to get to sweating. As you see, I got all new ones here. I think I got one extra, which is a good idea. And they all mount. I don't know how well you can see. If I get closer, there's just stuff in the way. But underneath here, where all those are laying, I just took my impact wrench, get down there, and you can zip them right out. They're carriage bolts. So the head's held on by the square carriage bolt. Now I've got one that's stripped. I'm going to have to get in there and, I don't know, cut it out, torch it out, do something. And then the end ones you have to do by hand because you got to use a wrench. But I got them all out except for these three. I'll get those out and I'll start putting them back in with new hold downs. Everything's going to be just great. I'm sure of it. All right, gotta go. And thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys coming, and I'll be cutting hay with this thing tomorrow, so I'll bring it back and show you how it goes. All right.